heavy flood during this area. And as you can see, currently the mud is much better and it's much harder to step on it. But still, as we come here yesterday, and the water still flow around me, so there's still potential for another flood in this area. And moreover, as you can see, as I mentioned, this kind of stones, they're actually potentially the kind of the rocks filled for houses. Because of the heavy flood, this kind of rocks would totally break into these kind of pieces, and that is why make the rescue work even harder. Because if you can see, this kind of stone is very, very heavy, and they're used to build the houses. That is why, and when the flood coming and the house totally collapsed, that is why you can see lots of stones around me. So this area is actually a small village 3 days ago, but currently it's totally collapsed here. So that is why we say this area is one of the most hardest hit area. And over there, as you can see, some small houses also collapsed. So it's quite hard, it's quite severe in this kind of situation. Moreover, and you can see right around me, we can see some small river. And just today, as I mentioned, and currently the weather in Gansu is fine. That is why we can see this kind of small river puddle. But actually, yesterday, this kind of river is flowing very fast, and it's quite dangerous. And even at around 5 p.m., we are trying to do a TV live, actually, and the firefighters trying to let us get out of this area, because they say, in fact, when the flood coming, it's going to, in just some minutes, the level of the water river is going to very, very fast come to a very high level. And over there, as you can see, there's some definitely some trees, and it's quite clear. You can see those kind of trees are all broke down by the heavy flood. And you can tell originally they were kind of huge trees and lots of grown for such a long time, but currently it's already all collapsed like this. And moreover, over there, you can see more trees collapsed down due to the heavy flood, and you can see how severe the situation here is. And the local authorities say the village actually has been devastated by the flood, and they're in, well, kind of severe need for helps. But lucky, the good news is currently all the roads linking this area to the township has been all cleared. So that is why we can come here, and it took us around 3 hours to come from the township to this small village. But originally, let me mention that originally this kind of road just need 1 hour. So the time length is already tripled. And more than that, the rescuers are running against the clock to searching for the missings. And in this area, as I mentioned earlier, and the TV news said just yesterday, two people were found dead over there, and they were found by rescuers. So that is why today the rescuers continue their search and rescue work in this area, and they're trying their best to find more missing people. So now let me introduce Mr. He Jianjie. He's actually one of the members of the rescue and search dog team at Lanzhou Dispatch of the Gansu Fire and Rescue Administration. 所以让我们来在节目中我们介绍一下我们的贺建杰老师哈，他是我们来自于甘肃省消防总队兰州支队，然后是我们的这个消防搜救犬的训导员。那能不能先给我介绍一下你们今天的搜救工作都有哪些安排呢？
好，你好，今天我们的主要任务是 对榆中县马连滩村山洪泥石流进行排查，全力以赴搜救失联人员。
So, well, Mr. He tell me today their major task is to make their all efforts into searching of the missing people, and most of their work will be done here at this Malianpur village. 那现在搜救主要有哪些困难呢？
因为这是山洪泥石流，这些泥土对我们造成的，因为它泥土覆盖全是 泥沙，它的气味很难上来，但是我们也要克服困难，尽我们最大的努力寻找那个失联人员。
Well, as Mr. He mentioned that one of the major difficulties currently for them to search for the missing people is that you can see under our feet is kind of heavy mud, and it's 这个厚度会有多少呀？
厚度
可能达几十米。
大几米了，上10几米了。
几十米。So actually, the thick of this kind of mud will reach nearly 10 meters, and that make harder for the smell of human body to come out of this area. That is why make it even harder for the dogs to search for the missing people. Thus, this is the major challenge for them to carry out rescue and searching work. 那如果为了应对这样的困难，您们有哪些方法呢？我看到您的同事有用这样的一种相当于是气味收集管哈，能不能给我们介绍一下？
我们准备了气味收集管，气味收集管下面打的孔，我们用那个大锤把它往泥里砸下去，还有这个石缝下面砸下去的时候，如果下面有人体气味，它会顺着那个孔就气味散发出来，我们的搜救犬可以闻到那个气味进行吠叫。
Understood. Well, as I mentioned earlier, other staff of the rescuers, they're trying to use a kind of material. It's called the smell collecting tube. It's a kind of tube quite long and about 大概有5到10米长嘛。
对。
It's around 5 to 10 meters long, and they're trying to put this kind of tube into the mud, and that could help the smell of human being come out of this kind of land. So this make it easier for the dogs to smell it. Then they may find the missing people and will help them to find the missing ones. 所以，那今天你们总共有多少只搜救犬在这个区域进行搜救？
今天我们现在有4头搜救犬在现场进行搜救。
然后大概有多少名消防人员在这边帮助搜救犬我们在一起呢？哦，明白。好，那所以说 currently there are four this kind of rescue and search dog working in this area. 那除此之外，你们一天的工作时长大概是什么样的？那么狗狗的这个一些生活或者是休息怎么保障呢？
我们会24小时不间断进行区域性搜索。我们的搜救犬累的时候，我们会给它喂水，补充食物，进行给它补充恢复体力。当它休息半小时到1小时的时候，我们还进行轮换搜救。
Well, Mr. He said actually the rescuers will search in this area for 24 hours, but of course they will working as a rotating shift. And for the dogs, and they will also go a rotating shift, and when they need water or food, they will send them to a kind of supply point train and to give them some water and food supply in this area. Thank you so much. 非常感谢您的宝贵时间哈。Well, that's actually all for me from this part at this hour. And let me introduce you. Currently, the weather in Gansu is fine, as you can see behind me. It's kind of cloudy. And experts say, well, in next 24 hours, there will be the potential for more rainfall, especially in tonight or tomorrow. So the experts there also keep monitoring the current situation, especially the water flow and the disaster relief work. So CGTN's reporting team will still stay in this area and keep you updated on for the latest on the ground. So that's all for me at this hour. I will see you next time. Goodbye.